Hey Tim, Daphne here. I can't believe your exam is finally Sunday. We've been working together for such a long time and I'm going to miss you. I really hope that it goes okay for you and you go in there feeling calm and you really show the examiner what you can do. I strongly suggest the next few days you go back and look at all the, maybe not all, but lots of the corrections we've done together and just really just kind of maybe have, me with you on your shoulder, just reminding you, telling you what to think about. Uh, I really hope that might help. Um, I know some other students do that and they just find it really useful to go back and look at the corrections again. Uh, Bar chart language, yes, you're good here. Obviously, this is dynamic, so this is moving. Always check, is it moving over time or is it static? Because that will affect the language you use. Also, do not write so much. 25 minutes, you're crazy. Right, sorry, you're on 200 words. You do not get more marks. One of my students recently, she got a band 6 because she didn't finish the task 1. So she did task 2 first, which we recommend, but she ran out of time. And so don't write so much here. Do 170 is plenty. You don't get more marks. The bar chart demonstrates the amount of waste, collected by a recycling centre over a 5-year period. Units are measured in tonnes. Perfect. Good. Now, really important here. Uh, don't repeat this word. Okay. And don't repeat this word. You know that. Okay. Paraphrase. Yeah. Rubbish. Yeah. Into a. So don't use recycling to waste. No. What can we say? Recycling to a. Oh, sorting. Waste sorting. Um, unit. I don't know, but try and find something to paraphrase because that is like so important. Yeah, so important. Overall, the types of waste collection experience an upward trend. All types, yes. Paper contributed the highest, whereas garden made the least. Okay, good. You got superlatives in there. 57 tons of paper was collected in, as opposed to 48 in glass. Good. The waste collection in paper and glass displayed a slight fluctuation in the following years. Paper was generally higher than glass, except for 2000. Yep. And both reached a peak. Very nice. You need to be keeping on saying here tons. Um, oh, okay, all right, because you're okay. Okay, 70. Sorry. Yeah, but very nice. That's nice data. You've explained that clearly. Um, so the language in terms of reaching a peak, in terms of generally higher, except for. So I'm just looking through the language you're using. You could say here contributed the least. It's better than made, maybe, if I'm going to be really fussy. With the remaining types of waste, the number of tins in garden. Now, it's not garden, it's garden refuse. Refuse, that's a good word. Garden refuse collected were broadly similar. Yeah. And then maybe put it there, the tons. So then we know what you are talking about. And I wouldn't repeat respectively, I would only use that once. After which collection between these two items mark the most significant difference. The collection of garden rubbish had over a twofold increase before reaching a high. Yep, similarly the number of tins collected. Fell, why don't you go fell from? Just fell marginally. Honestly, I don't need those numbers. Just go fell, because you can get a bit too obsessed. Fell marginally in the following year before rising to 39. Yeah, okay. So yes, you're using the right language. You do not have to give me every detail. If you go back to the question, it will say to you, select and compare. So select means choose the most important things. Like obviously you've picked out some some of the exciting things here. You don't need to give me everything. Okay? You can't. You don't have time. Right? So yeah, this is scary. This is a very interesting one. So I'm going to check how long you are. So, okay, 45 minutes. I strongly recommend you cut this down. You will take the pressure off yourself immediately. Yeah. So you're not including unnecessary things. It's just too long. Literally, edit yourself. It is really important to edit yourself. So I'll try, but you must try as well, okay? In today's modern world, it's become increasingly, spelling that, common that many children live in an abundance. Live an abundant adjective. This is a noun. Abundant and luxurious life where their parents would grant everything. Grant them. You don't need would. Grant them everything they want and wish for. Grant them. So grant them here. Or grant their every wish. But this is fine. I don't think you need that. But okay, let's leave it because it's quite clear. And in this I'll explain why I think this parenting style is destructive and how it could lead to negative. Now, destructive, and then take out that and put leading to or possibly leading to negative outcomes. Sorry, you need negative. Possibly leading to negative outcomes when they grow up. Grow up, comma, using relevant examples from research or from here. You don't need that, Tim. I know we've always had that. If you have time, you can, but you don't need to. Okay? Because this is quite long anyway for an intro. There's ample evidence from experts and scientists that permissive parenting style, lovely words there, could be damaging for young children for a number of reasons. This can be explained by the fact that children are more likely to engage in positive interaction, communication, and social skills through limits and boundaries, and better understanding social norms and rules. Yours is fine, but for me this is a bit smoother. For example, a recent article revealed that a vast majority of children, you don't need that, just put raised spelling, raised by strict caregivers, are more popular, well-liked in school. Interesting. Additionally, children could misbehave, just typo there, and become entitled when they get rejected. Get rejected at school, maybe? Because they are used to getting everything they want. Yes. Good. Therefore, it can be seen that now we've had permissive, so don't say it again. It's really good the first time, so that excessive giving maybe could lead to severe behavioural patterns in children. Okay, so I've just tried to say that in another way. So just this is paraphrasing. Yeah. So this is important, Tim. Make sure you have time to check the essay at the end, because if you see you're doing this, just correct yourself. There's no doubt if children were raised by. Now, what is a lenient? Oh, lenient. Lenient? Could lead to the following outcomes as an adult. Firstly, they may not be able to develop long-lasting and meaningful relationships due to feeling superior. Okay, so take out that superior, entitled and inconsiderate. Yeah, and disrespectful, and a disrespectful child might carry these unpopular traits into adulthood. Secondly, may not be able to deal with setbacks and difficulties due to a lack of, so not lacking, a lack of resilience and mental strength. For instance, showing that 70% of adults who identified their parents as permissive and overprotective, reported not being able to handle conflict, stress, and failure. They had never been rejected or criticised by their parents. That is a strong correlation. Wow, very, very good. Okay, really, really good writing. In conclusion, there are a number of ways of raising children. I believe that. So again, we don't want to repeat that. So maybe go back to the thing about boundaries. That. Okay, no, here, overgenerous parenting should be considered as negative. Negative and leading to several destructive consequences. Wow, really, really good. I mean, God, wow, I'm really impressed. I couldn't write this, and I'm English. It's fantastic. Two-part question. Yes, is this a good way, and what consequences? Yeah, good point. This is a very typical IELTS to throw in lots of questions. So is it a good way? No. Consequences? Yeah. So one paragraph of each. You've done that very, very well. Okay. So are you writing too much? Yes. You can cut. I mean, you could cut that whole bit out. You know, you've kind of said that in a way. So maybe you go through and see what you would cut out. Just it would be a good. You know, I would cut this bit out. Yeah. So, or try and include that in there. I think there are bits you could cut, and I think maybe I would suggest to you this weekend, just practice, just cut it down to 380 and see what that feels like. Then go over the corrections that we've done together, and then please rest and go into that exam feeling super positive because you are amazing. Well done, and stay safe, and I really will hope it goes well.